Hello, hello. Back again. Hopefully we'll have something to chat about today. I'm trying to figure what that out will be. And welcome to the Sobo Zone again. Just, coming back to check in, share more of what is going on here in this magical space. And just wanted to give an update on this painting. This I was working on a week ago in my last video, and I went back in here and I added just a little more details, and bringing a little bit of hot pink a little bit in here. It might be not as hot looking of hot pink because what the layers underneath affect the color and may ultimately change what it appears in the final look of everything. And yeah, I just wanted to do the peel off with y'all so you can see what happens when I do that part. And I hope everything is going well this week again. More exciting and great things happening out there for everybody. And yeah, we'll see what happens today. Just on the fly here, trying to, show some stuff and see what happens. So join me if you dare. So yeah, let's take this tape off for this piece. Yeah, I usually take this off because I like the look of a white border on it. And I think, say someone didn't want to get or not interested or wanting to do a matting, because matting, when you mat an artwork, it makes it it adds to the final visual look of it. And usually you put a mat around the artwork and frame it, if it's a work on paper, that is, right? Let's move this out of the way. Fun! The fun part, the reveal of the tape removal. Yay! Now I want to go slowly because, this paper, even though I have treated underneath with that gloss medium, the base, what I first put on the paper was this gloss medium, and that helps to make it not, when you're working on it, not do too much buckling or wrinkling, not wrinkling, but buckling underneath the weight of whatever you're using with water or whatever your medium is. So there's that white. And I do tend to afterwards go back over this white section, this area here, with titanium white again, especially if there's some, bleed through from the paint into this area. I'll just go around and touch up the whole piece. Let's see what's happening here. So you do usually want to go slow, just so you're not pulling too much of anything off of the piece. A little slow here. I'm gonna have to look at this piece over again to see if I see anything coming through. Let me know if you see anything coming through, like any faces or figures. I think that tends to happen without me even realizing it. Okay, come on, let's go a little slow here. I gotta bring this back down here. So you see that there's a little bleed through. You might not be able to see it because this is not too close to the camera, but There's a little bleed through here that, yeah, I'll come and touch it up over again. Ah! Yay! Here's some more. Pull this last piece off. Go a little slow. Let's see. Let's get this bottom off here. Yep, I see more bleed through on this side here. So yeah, I'll just have to go through and touch it up. Here, let's put this up on here a little bit to get to see a little better. But look at that with the white border. So someone, if they want to just frame it like this, they may not need to go and get a mat, but having a mat, extra mat around this is like 620 by 16. It would still be nice. So yeah, I think this is like a little, I don't think there's any more tape on here. This is a bleed through here. If you look and see, I don't know if you can clearly see the bleed through here. I don't think that's tape. Yeah, I don't think that's tape. That's bleed through that I'm going to have to go around here. And if you don't see it a little better here, no. Yeah, I'm going to have to go around and touch this up with the titanium white. But yeah, I like the pop of green coming through here. I don't usually use that green color, so I like how that looks, and I like the lines and the shapes here. And this could almost be like, could be like almost like eyes in a different way. But yeah, you can definitely see like there could be like some other. Like this could look like sort of like a spindle of like a bicycle spindle. Look if you look closer. The spindle right here could be like I don't know, there's some sort of, I need to look some more. Sometimes people will see different things, and it's really cool. It's interesting. It's like what people will see here. Let me see. What do I see? What do I see? Do I see anything? I don't know. I just like how it looks like there's something trying to come through, come out. There's like some sort of like galactical thing going on here. That's what that, and then this is a thing. Coming up with a name for the piece. Because sometimes that's what will draw people to wanting to, to own a piece that's the name. And might be something that connects with them, with the name, and what comes through on the work as well. And, this is giving me some sort of like a galactical, almost like spacey feel. But I did start out with the flowers. There's flowers in here. There's flowers in here somewhere, believe me. I started out with it being with flowers. This is where the flowers were to begin with. But it can hardly not make them out that much unless I'm looking. I mean, I can see them because I know they were there. There are flowers. Space flowers. How's that? Some sort of alien space flower type vibe going on here. Some sort of a magical, and then the lines, these shapes. Yeah, I think I'm feeling it. And I got to a point where I thought this is gonna stay the way it is, because it's just a feeling that you get to, like, I think I've done whatever touches are here, and I've looked it over and taken some time just to like let it sit, to see if I'm feeling the way it is. And I think I'm feeling it, because you get to a point, like, if you go in too much, it could end up like getting totally messed up, or you could like make it even better. But just don't push your luck. When you think you're pretty much there, just leave it alone. Like, it's like when they say, like, when it's like watching paint dry. Just let it do its thing, right? Don't go in and try to mess with it, because then it'll be totally messed up, and then you have to go and do something all over again, and it's just gonna be a big, headache. So just take a breath, exhale, and just leave it be. So yeah, I'll go around here with the white, and that'll be us for this. And then just to figure out a name. I don't know if anybody can think of a name. Can think of a name for this one? You know, drop it in the comments somewhere. Yeah, give me an idea. So I'm gonna put this out of the way for now. And I wanted to also show some of my work that I've been, having here in the studio. There's been years of working, and some work I have here, and I thought I can just share a little bit about it. I do both, figurative and abstract work. This is one of my figurative pieces I did like, a little while back. And I think this one I do have on my website. Yeah, I think this one I do have on my website. This one is called Only Time Will Tell. Don't know why I came up with that name, but I did. And yeah, this is one of my figurative pieces. Again, you can see like I have patterns in here. And like the look, the circle, there's a look of eyes, and then the idea of a nose and mouth here. It's like, it's all abstract. I love the pop of color that came in here. And yeah, it's basically for sure abstract, but then having like the look of this face. And at the time I was working on this, I'm trying to remember which one I would have done first. I don't know. Can you see these both? Yeah. Okay. So these could be, together as a duo. What do you think? Huh? Yeah. Well, I did work on these a while back, and I think I have this one on my website actually, but maybe not this one. I may have to upload this one. But I would have most likely done these at the same time because they have a similar look and feel to them. And I don't have a name for this, but I was thinking about it. Since this one is called Only Time Will Tell, I think I'll call this one Time After Time. What do you think? Time After Time. I think that works. So look at that. These two work well together. The depth is, I had it's a smaller depth. It's not gallery size. I guess this is 3/4 inch, like close to an inch, 3/4 inch. And yeah, I usually do paint the sides of my work. And I like how these look side by side. Or, it could be one on top of the other to display. And I like the circular color, the circular shape of the eyes here like that. Keeping it abstract, but you can still make out that it's like a face. And the pop of the colors. I think they work well good together. So this, yeah, Only Time Will Tell. And I think this is gonna be time after time. Yeah. So the way I approach my work is I'll think, okay, am I gonna make a figurative piece, or is it going to be more abstract? And then I just basically go with intuitive vibe, and I always will get my colors out and figure out if I'm going to do more abstract or more figurative, and then go in that direction, and then just let the paint guide me, because I'm influenced and inspired by colors. Music for sure. Years ago, I think my path for being in a creative path was destined. My husband, he's an amazing songwriter and music producer, and when years ago I was working at an office location place, and I got laid off. He was, doing his thing. Eventually got into working and learning the songwriting and music, and I still do some of it with him, but I've always been inspired by music, and for years now, and I think that comes out in my work as well. And I've also been really inspired by patterns for the past couple of years as well, and nature. I love nature. It's very dear to me, being in the around the trees and flowers and so on. So I just wanted to give a little insight about what drives my work here. Oh, I have another piece I can show. This is of course a more of an abstract piece. This one. Let me put this back here. So this one I did like a while back as well. You can see this one is more abstract for sure. And you know, like when I'm working with acrylic, so of course it dries fast. So I use these mediums, you know, the gloss medium and what I could show you again here. I also use this gloss glazing liquid because I like transparency look. I think I've mentioned that before. And yeah, this is the other two pieces I was showing. The sizes of those were, I forgot to tell you. The sizes of those I think were 20 by 16 inches, I think. And this one is I believe this one's 24 by 24. Yeah. So I have a partner to this one. So there's two together, like that one's on my website. I'm not going to probably show that one today, but I'm going to show this one. This one I did, you know, a while back, and I still love how I started out with, like I do more patterns, show more pattern in my work now, but I feel like it was already beginning at this time. Oh, and prior to doing more figurative pieces, which I really started actually doing that more like in 2020, I think. Yeah, that's when it really started. Prior to that was mostly abstract, and then work even prior to that was more like nature inspired, landscapey, abstract landscapey type work. And you know, it progressed to being more abstract and like, you know, with lines and shapes, and then it came to the idea where people could start seeing things in the abstract work, like faces and whatnot. And then so I was like, you know what? If they're seeing that, let me start giving it. So that's why I went more focused in making my work really figurative like as well, starting 2020, like the abstract figurative stuff. Like I like it where it can look like be, you know, could be something or nothing at all, but you still see something in the abstract vibe of it all. So with this piece, you know, I just went in with the colors and the lines and the shapes, and then, you know, it depends on if something is popping to make me feel like, oh, this is looking like this or that. And you know, when it comes to naming work, yeah, sometimes it can be like tricky. Either you can think about the name prior and then work in that direction, or most times for me the name comes after. Something I see, you know, in the work can give me like, you know, a clue or idea of what to call it. And this piece is called Speculate. The reason being is because this is weird, but up here, the shape, when I looked at it, it looks like spectacles, like glasses to me. That's what, just that little thing made me think of, you know, specs, speculate. I know it's weird, but that's what, you know, made me think of the name. And then, you know, I was like, okay, that's what it's, speculate. So, you know, that's what can happen sometimes. People will be drawn to, or I might be drawn to, seeing something in the work, and then it gets its name that way. That's how it works sometimes. I've also been working on some small paper pieces this week. I have a bunch with this color combination. Yeah, I have a bunch like this, so I'll be working on these. I've got the Papa Green again coming through. Oh, and you know what? I gotta update you. I gotta update you on what's happening with the rock. So hold on a second. All right. So I've been working on this rock. This rock I got from my mother on one of her trips. And if you look back at my previous videos, I had started out with, you know, gesso and the red, and then I started going in with putting in the acrylic and putting in the shapes and the patterns. And last time I showed some of it, and now I decided to go in with some more, it's more like a purpley pinky color in with this time. Look at that. And I think I'm gonna leave it like this for now, I think. I'm really feeling this. Let's see, can you get a closer look? I'm really feeling, look at that. I asked my husband, which side should be front or back? You know, I'm a Libra, so I'm like, sometimes I'm like, I can't decide sometimes. I let someone else decide, and then I figure, okay, if that makes sense, maybe I'll go with it. If it makes sense, right? So he's like, he thinks this should be the front. Versus, and this should be the back, I guess. And this, the front. So you tell me, what do you think? What do you think? And I want to get some sort of base, like I said last time, so be sitting on a base like this. I still need to actually go ahead and varnish this. Definitely needs to be varnished so that it's protected. I'm not sure yet if it's going to be a gloss varnish or a matte. I have to figure that out still. Yeah, that's just till we figured out. So yeah, I just wanted to come in and give a little update on some of my, you know, I might want to chat about some of my other work that I've got here in the studio, waiting for its forever home out there, whoever it is for. And oh, we cannot forget, I have a random question, you know, for my son. I asked him to give me some random questions so I can have a talking point to see, you know, put me on the spot to see what I can come up with. Oh, let me put this one away for now. Hold on a second, actually. Let me put this down. And I'm gonna bring back this abstract piece over here. Yeah, I'm feeling this one. Only time will tell. Waiting for its forever home out there. Okay, so, oh wow. Okay, here's a question. Greatest accomplishment. Oh man. Whew. What is my greatest accomplishment? This is the kind of question I have to answer right now, so early in the morning. I'm not having a coffee. I'm not that much of a coffee drinker, but sometimes I have been. Like lately I have been. But let me see, my greatest accomplishment. I'd you know, this is something I'd have to really think about. I'm on the spot right now, but let me see. What have I accomplished that I feel like is the greatest accomplishment? Well, I'd have to say being a mom and an artist and trying to juggle that together. So I'm a mom of two, and my daughter and my son, and you know, working on my art. It's been quite a while, quite a journey, and it keeps being that for me. And I love where, you know, the color, the music, the nature is taking me, and you know, I just want to be able to, with my work, get it out more into the world, and you know, have people enjoy and feel good about it, and also help, you know, support my family. And I think those are the two things. I'm getting a little emotional. But anyway, what are your greatest accomplishments out there? You know, I think I'm still, there's more I want to accomplish for sure. But those are the things so I think of in my mind right now. Yeah. So again, you know, if you're liking what's happening here in the Sobo Zone, and I just want to send a whole bunch of amazing positive energy out there, and blessings for all that's good. And yeah, again, if you're liking what's happening here in the Sobo Zone, I'd appreciate and be amazing for, you know, a subscribe, a comment, a like. That would be amazing. And sending all the best out there from the Sobo Zone. Until next time.